Hello and welcome to the Maths Guide, and today we're going to be looking at percentage increases and decreases. So we're going to be looking at what you do to increase something by a percentage and what you do to decrease something by a percentage. We already know how to find a percentage of something, and we already know how to undo that, how to reverse finding a percentage of something, and we're going to be using both of those ideas today. So first of all, let's look at increasing a value by percentage. Let's say the original price of a bike was €400 and I'm told this price has increased by 30%. And I'm asked, what is the new price of the bike? Well, the new price will be the original price of the bike plus 30%. Now in primary school, you'd find the original price of the bike, then you'd find 30% of the original price of the bike and you would add it on. But let's think about this a little bit clearer. What does it mean to say I'm adding 30%? 30% is a fraction. So it's a fraction of something. And I should always keep in my mind what fraction of something I'm finding. So the original price of the bike, I'm going to call that 100% of the original price. So the whole original price. And I'm going to add 30%. But I need to remember in my mind that when I say I'm adding 30%, I'm adding 30% of the original price. And that would give me a total of 130% of the original price of the bike. So if I'm told that a price is increased by 30% and I'm asked what the new price is, the question really is asking me, what is 130% of 400? If I increase something by 30%, I'm trying to find out what is 130% of 400. And you already know how to do that directly. You write 130% as a decimal, 1.3, and I multiply by 400 to get my answer of 520. Now, let's say I'm told that the price of a bike is increased by 25% to a new value of 500. And I'm asked, what is the original price of the bike? Now, this is going to be the undoing of an increase. So it's the undoing of finding a percentage. So let's have a look at what this means. Again, if a value is increased by 25%, I'm trying to find 125% of the original price. And you know that you find this by multiplying by 1.25. So I've put that up there in big letters to remind you, if you're increasing price by 25%, what you are doing is finding 125% of the original price. So you know to find the 125%, you go write 125% as a decimal, 1.25. You'd multiply that by the original price of the bike to get 500. In this question, I'm trying to find out what the original price of the bike is. So I'm not trying to find a percentage of something. That's not what I'm doing. I'm undoing finding a percentage of something, which, as you know, is the reverse of what you did. So what did I do to find that €500? Well, what I did was I multiplied it by 1.25, and the reverse of that will be dividing by 1.25. So you get your calculator, you type in 500 divided by 1.25, and you would get your answer, which I believe will be 400. Okay, then you would check your answer and you go 1.25 multiplied by 400 is 500. Say you're happy with your answer. Let's have a look at percentage decreases. What happens when I decrease a value by a percentage? Again, let's have a look at the original price of a bike is €400. And I'm told that this price is decreased by 25% and I want to find out what the new price is. So this is what you're doing, the going forward part of it. So the original price of the bike is reduced by 25%. So it's the original price of the bike less 25%. Again, 25% on its own doesn't really mean anything. So what do I really mean? I mean, I'm reducing it by 25% of the original price. So I have all or 100% of the original price, less 25% of the original price, which will be 75% of the original price of the bike. So the question I'm really asking when I tell you I decrease something by 25% is, what is 75% of 400? And you know how to do this. It's 0.75 multiplied by 400, which gives you an answer of 300. Let's have a look at percentage decreases again. I'm told the price of a bike is decreased by 25% to a new value of 450, and I'm asked, what is the original price of the bike? So the first thing I need to do is ask myself, what does it mean to decrease a value by 25%? What am I trying to find? Well, You know, when you decrease something by 25%, that's going to be 100% of the value of the bike, less 25% of the value of the bike. So you're finding 75% of the original price. And you would find 75% by multiplying by 0.75. So I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but you just need to remember that if you increase a percentage by something, let's say you increase by 30%, what you're trying to find is 130%. If you decrease by 25%, what you're trying to find is 100% minus 25%, which is 75%. So what would you do to find 75% of the original price? You would multiply by 0.75. If I got 75% of the original price is 450, that means that 0.75 times by the original price is 450. So what do? I multiply by 0.75. If I want to go back to what I started with, I do the opposite of multiplying by 0.75. I undo what I did. The reverse of multiplying is dividing. So the original price of the bike is 450 divided by 0.75. And unfortunately, I didn't write the answer there, which I believe would be 600. Okay, so have a go at these questions. Just remember, if you increase something by 30%, you're finding 130%. The reverse of that will be dividing by 1.30. So just think in your mind, what do I do when I increase? Think what I would do to find an increase, and then do the reverse of that. Okay, have a go at those questions. You've practiced finding a percentage of something, and you've practiced undoing finding a percentage of something, and that is just combining those ideas with the idea of what you're doing when you get an increase or a decrease. So have a go at those questions, and the best of luck.